what is it? Trouble Tuesday? You already know we at work decided to hop on, chop it up with individuals, see what's the talk of the town is going down. The word on the curve, you heard me. Now, I did drop a new G Files episode yesterday. You guys want to watch? Go scope that out. And we shall be bringing the next one. Hopefully by tomorrow should already be uploaded. We're almost done with it. Like I said, how I split it into two. This one was a lot faster, obviously, because we were already halfway done with it. So that will be coming. So we're on good space. We're on good timing now. You know, we just had to, you know, get through some a little bit of learning more, a little bit of more learning patches. This past one, you know, but at least we got, and at least we now, you know, we're getting better. We're getting better. Now, you know, we do it all ourselves, so we definitely have that video up. Oopsie. But I wanted to, you know, hop on, chop it up with the folks in the lokes on this Tuesday, on this Taco Tuesday. Just moving some stuff around. I wish that YouTube, when it comes to the chat, I wish I didn't have to go, you know, if they would just put it all in one, right, when it comes to the chat, instead of having 3 different ones. I wonder if that's even possible. If I gotta learn how to do that. I know there's people that have all kinds of different ways of how they do theirs, right? They're a little bit more tech savvy than I am. My paisa homies, I took them fishing. Oh, serio? That's what's up. Mr. Pasa is definitely up in the casa for the raza. All right. That's clean. You guys caught some fish or what? I think I went fishing once, and I was mostly drinking. I wasn't even fishing. Like when you go to the piers over here, you see that a lot. You see a lot of people fishing in the piers. I remember one time I was walking at, what was it? No, it wasn't Santa Monica. It was Redondo. I was walking, and there was like this white older man, big ass beard and whatnot. But that fool had all kinds of fish, bro, that he was catching. I was like, God damn, what the fuck? I don't know what kind of bait he was using. You know what I mean? I was just like, God damn, that fucker's catching all kinds of fish. Say, wait, found a good spot or something. It's a trip. What's cracking like a dashboard? What's good, my boy? What's good, Loke? You know we shilling like a villain. Ice is out on the streets. Yeah, that's what they said. One of the guys at work, he had said that supposedly they were by his pad, and he doesn't live that far from the workplace, right? He lives a little bit up on East LA. It's already East LA by the Salazar Park, and he said that there was ICE agents around the area. I'm like, damn. Because if you're like driving, because you do see it, like if you're driving up Whittier Boulevard, you do see a lot of people, like, you know, on the sidewalks, a lot of people do post up like stands and they sell stuff, right? Like they sell, you know, whatever the fuck they sell, right? Different stands sell different stuff. Some sell food, some sell fucking jewelry or whatnot, or bracelets or whatnot, right? Some sell hats, you know, but people post up in the sidewalks and they sell stuff, right? So maybe that's why, you know, they're just like, oh, all these, you know, probably somebody phoned in that there's all kinds of businesses right here, like unlicensed businesses, or who knows, you know? I mean, that's the only reason I could think of why they would be strolling down this area. Like down, like, I mean, it's not like it's like fucking, like the Callejones, right? Like the fashion district. Have you ever went hiking? Yeah, I went hiking once with the homies. I didn't really like it. I heard they're targeting Gardeners, construction workers. This is. Oh, down here too. Down here, they're targeting gardeners and construction workers. They recently did one on Downey, and they grabbed some gardeners. You know, they were cutting the grass, and they just snatched them fools up. There's videos, and this happened like just recently. You know, they were cutting people's grasses, and they were snatched up. It's crazy how people are like, yeah, get them out of here. Yeah, all these fucking criminals and crooks and these no good people. Yeah, I know. Yeah, get them out of here. Where did they get that guy? He was at work. Okay. What about that guy? He was working as well. Okay. Uh, what about them? They also were at work. Uh, well, which one of them were selling drugs and shooting people? Well, none of them. Well, which one of them have criminal records? Well, they don't have criminal, but they're illegals. They're illegals. Oh, yeah. I guess that's still good. I mean, Trump promised us criminals and drug dealers, but I guess it's like where are all these criminals and the gangsters that you guys are talking about? When are they gonna get them out of here? Yeah, get these fucking hardworking individuals that are just trying to feed their families out of here, and let's still keep the drug dealers here. Gotta love America's politics. I want to go to Dubstown. Oh, where Dub lives? I've been there a few times. It's cool. I mean, it's just like anywhere else, really. Oh, if you were out in Goleta, then it's kind of like Goleta. Similar. It's similar to Goleta. He'll make bank selling fish. Serio, huh? Like selling that, or he'll probably like take them home and eat them. Who knows? Turns out that you see Santa Barbara is not in Santa, but is in Goleta. Probably the area before maybe was Santa Barbara, right? Like there's some areas for some strange reason that are just split up so weird that it just doesn't make sense. Like there's some places like that like by where I live is like that. Like the fucking they'll have the city, like let's say for example, like I recently covered the city of Maywood. There's the city of Maywood, right? And then there's one little street and a side street like that, and that is Huntington Park. Just randomly in the middle of the city of Maywood. Just that one slight intersection is considered Huntington Park. It makes no sense because Huntington Park is once you cross the train tracks. Because it even has a sign, welcome to Huntington Park right there, right? As soon as you cross the train tracks. So it just makes no sense that this one intersection right here is considered Huntington Park when that's slap right in the middle of Maywood. Like, that's Maywood. That is not Huntington Park. Like, the city recognizes it as Huntington Park, but essentially that's fucking everyone that lives in this bitch because there is no way in hell that... Like, why would they do that? Why would they do that? Like, who fucking designed these cities? Like, this is crazy. Some states are like that too. It's like that. It's like them fighting for land hunt. The person was fighting for that one last little piece. He just wanted one last little piece. He just had to get it. I pulled up on the street in Orange Grove in Pasadena. Oh yeah, I seen that too. Yeah. Fuck guys, they need to mind their own and kick rocks. Here's the thing though. Here's my thing on ICE though. One, they're just doing their jobs. You know? I mean that's their job, you know what I mean? Like they're given or they gotta do their job, and now they lose their job, you know what I mean? So it's like it's not like they could make the rules. Like them specific individuals can't make the rules, you know what I mean? Like it's not like they could like them telling them, hey, you guys have to go to this area and they're gonna be like, no. Well, like that's literally your job. You know what I mean? It's just my problem with ICE. The problem that I have with ICE is how they're going about the situation. What I mean by that, my problem with ICE is the rolling around in unmarked vehicles, wearing masks, right? Because what the problem that it creates is that you don't know who is now ICE and who isn't ICE, right? Like, so you could be getting snatched up by somebody you think is ICE and it isn't. And there's been times where that has happened already recently, right? Where individuals have tried to, say that they were ICE, but they weren't ICE, right? And not only that, but badly keeping track of everybody because it's done sloppy. It's not done. It's not done by the process. Because normally, how it happens when it comes to an ICE raid is that every company, because that ICE works with the companies. That's how they know that these individuals are illegally working here. You know, they get that information. They can't just randomly go up to somebody and just assume that they're like an illegal. Like, they just can't come and be like, "Hey, do you have papers? How about you? Do you have papers?" They can't do that. That's discriminating, right? So it's against the law. They can't do it like that. The process that ICE goes to, like every other fucking president before this one, is that all companies, every company out there has like a plan in case ICE was to raid their business. ICE was to come into their facility. They gotta have this plan in place. You know what I mean? So there's proper procedures to this. The reason they go about it is legal reasons. That way they don't get sued and there's no misunderstandings and everybody's on the same page. That's why it's done like this, right? So normally, ICE agents, they get a paper, and on this paper they already have the people that they're going for. So they go up to, let's say they go to a Walmart, and they talk to the manager, whatever. Here, we're here for an ICE raid. The person grabs a paper. Okay, go take it to the HR. Boo. Okay, you guys can go ahead. So then they walk in there, and they're here for Jose, Jesus, Manuel, Roberto, Carlos, Narciso. So then they go and they snatch up Jose, Saul, you know what I mean? They don't just go start grabbing motherfuckers randomly and shit like that. They're there for do. That way there's no confusion. There's no fucking, hey, who's who and what and where are they taking them? And the reason why they're on mask because they got to identify themselves. They got to, how do we know that this is really ICE? Okay, it was really ICE. That way when the family, they took your loved one, who took him? Officer, he gave us, here's his credential. Officer Alex Birmingham. His badge number is 4369. You know what I mean? And he was taken to, the person, they took your loved one to so-and-so facility, and, he was in the squad car 401. That way they know where the loved one's at and how to keep track of him. And you know what I mean? That way they don't fucking, the family's right there worrying and doesn't even know where their loved ones are at. You know what I mean? There's process. That's why the process is there. These people are not identifying themselves. You don't know who they are. They're in unmarked vehicles, so you can't even track who grabbed who. Hey, who took this guy's uncle? Oh, I don't know. Somebody. Oh, where? What car? Well, I don't know. They're all unmarked. Compared to like, oh, he was in car, 108. All right, he's in car 108. Okay, let's look at where car 108 is at. Okay, you know what I mean? Like this, they motherfuckers don't even know what's going on. They don't know who took who, where, what. Sloppy, bro. And it's got to be, like I said, approved by judges and stuff like that, right? This is all, that way, whoever's giving the orders is not just like, let's say, drunk off power. Like Donald Trump. Donald Trump is not waiting for no fucking paperwork, no warrant. No. We're not doing all that. Go get them now. Fuck them. Just grab whoever. It doesn't matter. You know what I mean? Do they know where the criminals are at? Yes, they know where people are at, like people that broke the law. But like I said, some, because they could be criminals, but they like, let's say they're citizens though, like they were born here. Yeah, they might have a criminal record and maybe their family, but they're legitimately U.S. citizens, so it's not like they could get deported. And sometimes people just assume that these people are criminals. Like, not all of those guys were criminals. Sure. Are there some that are criminals? Yeah, fucking. And no one's saying that to keep those guys here. Fuck them, get them out of here. No one's protesting to keep the criminals here. Not get them out of there. It's all the other people that don't have criminal records. Like, why are you taking them? They don't have no criminal record. Like, I get it, they're here illegally, and technically that's still their job, right? Like, but I'm saying, like, why focus on these, because that's who they're focusing on, bro. They're just going to the places where they know a lot of Mexicans are within that area, and they just start grabbing whoever. That's the problem. That's discriminating. And how do we know this? Because there's a few times that they have already grabbed U.S. citizens, and they mistook them for being illegals, but they turned out to be, but that's because they profiled them. They just looked like they were here illegally. That's like if I was to randomly just grab some white guy right now and say that he's a member of the KKK. That would be discriminating, and I'm pretty sure that person will feel insulted. Like, the fuck? I'm not a Nazi, you crazy bastard. Like, that's literally the same shit that's being done right here. Like, it's like they'll grab me, like, the fuck? I was born here. My parents were born here. My grandparents came from Mexico. Right? But I'm pretty sure they take one look at me, they'll be like, yeah, this motherfucker's illegal. Like, first of all, I was born here, so were my parents, my guy, so. So, come on now, get it together. That's why, like, okay, Jose, that's why the paper, hey, there's this right here is illegals. And when they get a tip, like, hey, let's say this business hires a bunch of illegals, then that's when they do the raid, right? And they'll detain everybody and then see who's here legally and who isn't here illegally, right? But this administration is not doing that. They're just taking all of them in. If there's tips saying that this business hires illegal, they're taking everybody in that's Hispanic. Period. Right? And then later on, once they, like process everyone, then okay, that's when there's like, okay, this person was an actual citizen, they'll let him go. But after already, because so of the process, how it's so sloppy right now, it takes weeks. Sometimes it has even taken months for them to release the person who was here legally, who's actually a citizen. So he literally had to be with all these people and treated like shit and hold against his will for weeks or months. And just to be like, oh, hey, you are a citizen. Hey, you can go. Like if it's nothing, like, okay, like if all this process and him having to endure all this shit, like if that's okay. Hey, it happens. No, it doesn't. What if they did that to you? Right? You would be mad. You would want some kind of some justice served because of what they did. Because of you being, held there, not able to see your family or nothing, right? Not working. And they're just supposed to be like, hey, it was a misunderstanding. Hey, you good now? You good? Hey, we good? We good? No, we're not good. The fuck? You know what I mean? And to the MAGA, it's like, oh, well, hey, we made mistakes. Yeah. If they were to do it to these motherfuckers, I guarantee you they wouldn't be so happy with it. But since it's not being done to them, who cares? You know what I mean? Man, that shit is crazy. Even though they're doing the job, I still don't like them and how they destroying family. Yeah, but see, that's the thing though. That's why you should always, when you come to a different country, you should always, go and get your papers, because if it ever happens, because Donald Trump is not the only one. You know what I mean? Like Donald Trump, every president that comes into office is going to enforce the law, right? And if the law is that you have to come here legally in order to stay here, then by you not going and actually fixing your paper, you're actually the one that's risking everything, bro, because you started a family here, and instead of thinking of that, right, you put it on the back burner, and then the day comes that you get arrested, you can only be mad at yourself, though. You know what I mean? Like, because you chose not to fix your papers, now your family's being destroyed, though. You get what I mean? Now, for me, the way I would go about fixing a problem like that is that, well, if this person doesn't have no criminal record, like let's say he doesn't have no criminal record, right? Or maybe the last time it was a stupid crime a while back ago, some ticket or some shit like that, right? And let's say he's been in this country already for 25 years, let's say, and he's been working, so he has a job. Then I would just let him stay here. Then I'll be like, hey, you know what? Okay. They should just let them stay here. Like, all right, this guy doesn't have a criminal record. He has a family. He's been working here, so and so. all right, fuck it, you know, stamp. You know what I mean? I would let them stay and grant them citizenship. You know what I mean? But like, they would definitely have to be like some kind of years. Like, you would have to be here for like quite some time, though. You know what I mean? Like, it wouldn't be like, well, I've been here for 3 years and haven't committed a crime. Like, well, 3 years is not enough time to really get to see, you know, you plant your roots here, though. Like, let's see how you work under pressure, though. Like, how, like, let's say times get rough and next thing you know, you're out there, you know, stealing cars or some shit like that, right? You know, 20 years with a person not committing a crime, I think that they would definitely be like, yeah, then the chance of them committing a crime will definitely be, you know, unlikely. My homie will eventually drop out. Well, you can't. No, there's individuals that pass away in there from old age that never dropped out. Like, people just can't assume that people will drop out. People, you know why people think that though? Because a lot of people come online and they speak about stuff, right? Not, but see, what the viewers are not piecing together though is these individuals actually painted that path. You know, the reason why they fell out though, because they wanted to be the ones. They wanted their names highlighted. They wanted to be special. There you go. You win your special prize. It's always going to be a gamble. They gambled and lost. And then they're mad. Just like anybody else that gambles. All my homies came home. That's crazy. I have a lot of homies that came home that are good. It's some fool in my hood that looks all rocker and is with the business. The hood don't mess with him. Yeah, he's probably cool people. You know, rockers and homies get along pretty well. You know, we can relate. Meanwhile, I'm up here in Canada. We have people with deportation orders that don't ever end up getting deported for years. Buddy of mine, grandpa worked 30 years after his order barely got caught. That's crazy. That's crazy. But you know it's like what why people think that they're the problems and stuff like that is they see that the crimes that are being committed, right? Like, they see gang violence or these, you know, robberies, whatever, and they look at these people and they look like me, for example. They'll look like me and they'll be like, you see these fucking Mexicans, get them out of here, deport them. But guess what? These fools are citizens, though. That's why they get caught, they get sent to jail, and guess what? They get released. They're back out here in the streets. Like, why don't they deport them? Because they're fucking citizens, bro. They were born here. The fuck? Oh, well, they should get deported, though. Okay, then every white person that commits a crime, then they should get deported too, then. Like, you just say because they're fucking families from over there, you're going to deport them to a country that they don't belong to? Because guess what? Mexico's not, wherever you're going to want to deport them, they're not going to accept them. Like, if they deport me to Mexico, Mexico's not going to accept me. I wasn't born in Mexico. I don't have citizenship in Mexico. Why the fuck would they take me? And be like, no, he is not our people. Sorry. For all those that are proud and all that are raza and everything like that, if you were to go to Mexico, bro, you would literally have to become a citizen. And now you're getting deported back to America. You know what I mean? For all the ones that want to be like pushing it that way, like, guess what, bro? You're proud to be Mexican. I get it and everything. But if you go to Mexico, whatever, and you try to get a jale, you won't be able to. You would literally have to go through the process like America. Because not, like I said, no country has just, you know, open, you know, border shit. And if you commit a crime in Mexico, you're getting deported to America. Yeah, be like, get this fool out of here. He ain't us. That's the cold shit. And like, let's say you have a family over there, they're gonna deport you back to the U.S. and your family's now stuck in Mexico. So that's a cold reality of things, bro. You know, like let's say if you went to Mexico, you met some girl, and you started a family, and if you do a crime in Mexico, you're getting deported back to America. That's the cold reality of things, bro. That's right. Do things the right way and don't break the law. Because with anything in life, like if you break the rules, if you break the law, there's gonna be repercussions for that, bro. Like not to sound like I'm taking the side of ICE or MAGA with this, right? But like I understand the like it's just not so simple. This situation is not as simple as that though. But yeah, I feel like well they should just focus on the criminals first, then the ones that I guess by law that they have to go after. You know what I mean? That's why they should have came here the right way. Because also keep in mind, everyone that's in the waiting process to come to America, right? They feel cheated. You know what I mean? Like they're trying to do it the right way, and they can't be granted citizenship because all these people are cutting in the line to come over here the illegal way. While these people had to do it the right way. You know, you know, they feel cheated. So, like I said, bro, it's like you just can't. You know what I mean? I get it because it's our people, and it's like we'll feel some type of way. That's why when my grandpa came here illegally, he fixed his papers though. That's one of the things he focused on. He focused on fixing his papers and doing it the right way. And then that's when he had my mom and my uncles and all that. Once he got his papers fixed, him and my grandma, then they started having the kids here because he didn't want this situation to happen. And it's a good thing he did, because if not, he would have got deported. And him and his brothers came over here. Him and his 4 brothers, and they all fixed their papers. They all fixed their papers before they started their families. Because anytime a new president, like let's say Obama, he deported more people than anybody, right? But like other presidents have deported people. Anytime a president comes, that's gonna happen, right? So you're taking the gamble. Just because you haven't gotten caught doesn't mean you won't ever get caught, right? And then the day that it happens, you're gonna get deported. So you just should start in the process. How do you start the process without having to worry about them actually grabbing you, deporting you? You go and you seek an attorney, and then they can help you. That way you can fix your papers without having to worry about them shipping you out. That's why you get an attorney. That's why I said, like, don't try to go in by yourself. You get an attorney, and then they can help you. How do you pay for the attorney? Well, you gotta, that's how they started working, those jobs where they pay, cash. You know what I mean? Or they hustled, they did their hustle. Once they grabbed enough money, then they went and seek the attorney, and then the attorney helped them fix their papers. You know what I mean? Because there's legal ways to help you when you come here illegally to be granted citizenship, though. And explaining they're loopholes. They're loopholes in our law, and it's kind of complex explaining all that situation. It's confusing. When I make a video about it, right? But even at the end, to me, it didn't make sense. I guess that's why it's a legal loophole, right? Like, because it really doesn't make sense, but I mean, it exists, so there. But then again, how many people have that information though, too? You know what I'm saying? I should have probably asked my grandpa, like, how did he even piece that together? Like, wait, how did you do that? Probably somebody had to tell him. But that's a cold game, though. That's the cold game, though. They have the border patrol situations out. And damn, serio? He only got busted when he made a turn with the signal. One day, cop was, where's your license, and ended up finding out. Yeah, it also depends, because there's some cops that are assholes, not assholes. I can't even say that. There's some cops that are really gonna do their job because that's essentially what they're doing. They're just doing their job. And then there's some that are, I guess you can say, lazy. I have been, busted by lazy cops and real cops, right? Like, there's some cops that they're just, they're just gonna do everything the right way by the book, and they gotta take you. And there's some that really don't wanna, deal with none of that shit, so they'll let you go. Like, damn, you don't got no papers. You know what? I ain't trying to do the paperwork. Hey, just don't let me pull you over again, because if not, I'm really gonna take you. So drive straight, drive good. Make sure you stop at the stop sign next time, stupid. They'll give you a break, right? They'll give you a break. And there's some that are really, really lazy. Like I said before, there's times where they had gotten me and the homies with, guns and they let us go. They put that shit in the trunk of the car. And I'm not even making that shit up. All because their shift was almost over and they didn't want to do the paperwork. Because that's what they said. Okay? They were like, hey, we're gonna come back, and if we find you guys here again, we're gonna take you guys in. Like, shit, bet. Don't gotta tell us twice. As soon as they left, we gone. I know the ones that are like for the justice, they're probably like, oh, that's despicable. That officer should be fired. Yeah, he should, but I mean, it happens. So. Like I said, bro, they're only humans, bro. That's why when there's, cops, like, why can't he be, the one breaking the law? Or why is it impossible for you to believe that the cop is lying here? Like, they're just humans too, bro. Some of them have, some of them make bad choices, bad decisions. Some of them, lie and steal too, bro. They're not immune to that just because they're wearing the badge. I'm not saying all of them are crooked, but there is some that, tend to, drift down that path. That's the humanity in them. Yeah, coming from a Mexican American, it is a difficult topic because I can see it from both perspectives. Because essentially, America has laws here. There's rules. Every country has them. You know what I mean? So you just can't have open borders. So I understand that these individuals are just doing their fucking jobs, right? I mean, they got to do their jobs. They go out there. They're just, I mean, it's not like they chose to, to go down there and put themselves in those situations, but you know what I mean? It's part of their job. So they go and they do their job, right? So because these people did come here illegally, they did break the law, right? So really, I mean, you can't really defend that. You know what I mean? Because then that doesn't make any sense. Then why have this law in place if you're not gonna, but the way it's pitched, though, I think that's what creates the argument. It's pitched by the right, saying that these people just want to allow anybody to come in here, rapists, criminals, and all. And the left is saying, no, we don't. Deport the criminals, deport the rapists, deport the fucking drug dealers, deport all of those. Don't deport the ones that are actually working hard and have families. That's what they're trying to say, right? So the right is make it seem like they just want to let everybody in. And then the left is mad at the situation because, no, we're saying to deport the criminals, deport them, but leave the people that are actually working and are good people. And so you get this fucking dysfunction. Shadow, you're flawed in your thinking. Oh yeah, I'm not saying that I'm right. Don't get me wrong. I'm saying that this is my perspective. This is my opinion. You get what I mean? No, that's what I'm saying. I'm saying that they're just doing their job. That's exactly what I'm saying, though. I'm saying that they're just doing their job. That's what I'm saying. Right? But I'm saying that it's a messed up situation for the ones, like, they're grabbing these people that are hardworking and stuff like that. But yet the people that people want out of here are the criminals, the drug dealers, which none of these people are. Well, I can't say none of those because they are grabbing some of them, right? But a lot of those are not. You get what I'm saying? So I'm not saying that these people are completely in the wrong. Like I said, when it comes to both sides are coming flawed when it comes to it, because the right is also breaking the law, though, because they're doing this the illegal way by concealing their identities, by not going through the proper systems in deportation. You get what I mean? They're also breaking the law They're sending people that are not even from, some countries and to other countries, against their will, right? You can't do that. Even if they are not citizens, you just can't send them wherever the fuck you want. You can't do that. Just because El Salvador's willing to give you maybe, some of the, I don't know what kind of deal they have, together, right? And you can't be, grabbing U.S. citizens and, detaining them for being illegals when they're citizens because how they look. That's why you have to go through the proper ways, but these people don't want to do it like that. So they're discriminating. So these ICE agents are literally breaking the law, in their methods of how they're going about it. Against their will, because like I said, it's not like they get to choose it that way. It's really the ones that are in charge, the ones that need to be held accountable. Like I said, this topic is a very complex topic. It's not so cut and dry like both sides want to come and spit it out. It is not that simple. All right, ladies and gentlemen, my lunch break is over. We got to get back to this. Good chopping it up with you guys, and we out.